Rapists hate this guy. Find out how he fixed his marriage and fucking killed himself to assert his dominance as Sigma male. Oh, no, he's back. Never mind. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Come sit by the fire while Papa Pigeon tells you a story. It's about two men, a woman, and somehow it's not a porn parody. No, I'm talking about 12 Minutes, the new point-and-click adventure from these guys. As you know, we'll talk no spoilers first, and I'll timestamp in the description if I remember. Who fucking knows? Let's get to it. Point-and-click games, I think, have had a bit of a bad rep in recent years, partly because of the nature of the game being so easy to make. It sometimes takes just no effort at all to just fucking shit out these bad boys. But 12 Minutes really cancels the anime arc, because it centers around just three characters: the husband, the wife, and the cop. The protagonist, or the husband, is stuck in an infinite time loop that resets every 10 minutes or so not quite sure on where the other 2 minutes came from in the name. And what I think really pushes the boundaries in this game is the progressive storytelling. Every few loops, you're fed little nuggets of information on not only how to progress, but just what the fuck is going on in general. And it makes the game so much more gripping than, honestly, pretty much anything I played in the last few years. Which, by the way, I was stunned at how this story unravels. Honestly, it's fucking Oscar-worthy. The drip-feeding of information just to keep you hanging on and trying new and wackier approaches. And once you're all good and reeled in, oh, fucking hell, it fucking donkey punches you with twists and turns. I genuinely, and this is no joke, I went to sleep thinking about this game. And I was just dreaming about how I can just orchestrate my next move. The gameplay's simple, as you'd probably expect, but in the same way, it forces you to strategize your every move and maneuver between the 4 rooms you've been given in this small apartment. You can interact with most things, and there's different solutions to certain problems, and if you really want to, you can just straight up fuck with the characters, and then when you make your wife angry, you can just say the magic words. Babe? 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 The genius for me is really the simplicity of this game, but at the same time, the amount of variety you have to approach each loop a different way and just re-strategize any way you want. You really can just try things your way, and if you get stuck, the game doesn't just throw a fucking note attached to a brick through your window. It leaves subtle hints for you to pick up on. Now, not to be a depressing Derek, but I did have one slight issue with this game. In the other game, there's just so much option, it almost blows your fucking cock off. And if you decide to do things a little differently, there's usually contingencies that keep it dynamic and just keep the story flowing. But as you get closer to later game, the story starts to feel a little bit more guided. Things that are supposed to work suddenly don't work because you've missed one tiny little fucking step, such as taking an item or just not leaving an item where it's supposed to be. Suddenly all these contingencies start to fade away, and if everything isn't just set up perfectly, you just waste the loop and restart. Or in my case, you get a cue to a hint that you don't have the means to do yet. So you try that thing and it doesn't work, and then you just write it off, and then you're stuck for an hour wondering around what to do until you tried a thing you already tried and it suddenly fucking works because you have information now. Very annoying. Now, bear in mind, this didn't happen a lot, but it starts to get pretty frustrating when the loops you planned out start to get pretty intricate and he just fucking slaps you with his pimp hand. Okay, that was my rough overview. But before we get into spoiler territory, a word from today's sponsor. And that's why you...
Excuse me, sir. Can I have a word?
Yeah, what's it about?
We've been looking for a man matching this description.
It's not even me, that man's black.
Sir, I can see you colouring in the picture.
I don't understand. I've never even been to Bolivia.
I never said anything about Bolivia.
You didn't have to. Your eyes say everything. Super Gay Man Penis Sex Finder app. Get it today. Remember to use code PIGEON at checkout. Alright, now that's out of the way. Links in the description for the rating, and you've been warned, there are massive spoilers ahead, so your own peril. Now, given that this was a pretty small cast, you can see why they splurged to get some big names in, with Angry Scottish Man, Star Wars Lady, and even the Green Goblin signing up for this. And as impressive a resume they all have, they're not just voices, they're potentially puzzle pieces for a bigger picture. In the end game, you find out that the wife didn't actually kill her dad. In fact, you did, and just fucking forgot like you didn't get milk or something. But the missing piece is when it flashes back. The dad you kill is also voiced by the Green Goblin. It starts to ask questions about what's really going on. And I think the most beautiful thing about this whole game is that it's so open-ended and just open to interpretation that long after you've played it, you can't stop talking about it. That is until MatPat does a 100 video series about the true story of the husband. It's these subtle intricacies throughout the game and just incredible attention to detail that really just make this a masterpiece. Such as the plant dying if you don't water it, and your wife becoming her when you find out that you're actually her brother. But it's even the environmental things, like the paintings and even the post-game when you can come back and come and get the watch and it's broken. As well as just little ways you can fuck with the characters, like leaving the pocket watch in places for her to find and she just gets upset, or telling the cop that you just fucking flushed it down the toilet, which is an incredible mechanic, by the way. And just to let you all know, You're actually looking at the 12-minute flush everything speedrun champion with a time of 4 minutes and 54 seconds, so maybe watch who you're talking to, honey, okay? There's also things like the ending, where you can just take a complete left turn, and instead of actually talking to the guy, you can click on the book that you've asked your wife about, and it just completely rearranges the ending and gives you a completely different experience. I think it's little things like that that are gonna make this game replayable, like, a long time into the future. But now, the thing you've all been waiting for. Does it slap? Oh, it slapped so hard I called it Daddy's belt. The pacing, the timing, the storytelling, the tension, all wrapped up in this neat little package just waiting for you to open. This game is a gift, and I hope to see more like it. And on the slapter scale, I'd give it a 9.3, which so far is the absolute highest we've had in this whole series. The only thing that didn't push it to a 10 was just the late game tedium of having to make extravagant plots only to leave one thing and no programmed logical contingency. It made the game ever so slightly drag at points, but I don't want that to take away from the fact that I want to see more games like this, and hopefully this is a new vibrant era for point and click games. But alas, that is the end of the video. If you liked it, please do that. If you want to subscribe to see more from that video, it'd be very much appreciated. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the game. Tell me, am I just a fucking idiot? I also stream on Twitch at The Pigeon Show, so please feel free to pop in. I do a lot of music, I play these games, I do weird shit. And I guess for the first time ever on this channel, I'm just Pigeon. You've been great. Have a damn good day. And if you read the Kotaku article, fuck you, Kotaku.